Hello, today I will be teaching you how to set up a development environment for a mod and then make a mod for the game Beat Saber. In this case, we are going to be making a custom song to replace an existing one. So let's get started. There's a few things you're going to need to download first. First one being Unity Asset Bundle Extractor. Go ahead and download the latest version, 2.2 Beta 2, 32 or 64 based on your operating system. In this case, I'll be taking 64. Next is DNSpy. And now, although technically not required, I definitely recommend that you get this, and we will be using it in the tutorial. The download for both of these will be in the description. Also get a 2017 version of Unity. 2017 is the same the game is made on, and audio clips are mostly unchanged throughout all the versions, so if you already have one installed, it should work regardless. I don't know if 2018 works, and I have not tried it, so I'd recommend playing it safe. Now, with both of those downloaded, go ahead and make two folders in your game folder, one for each. One UABE, and two DNSpy. Now go ahead and extract the two tools into the folders you made for them. Now, with that out of the way, we can now extract the things we will need. I also highly recommend that you get a modern text editor. In this tutorial I'll be using Atom because it's the one I like. Just make sure you get something that can read and format JSON files properly. This will make your life a whole lot easier. And lastly, just, although you should have it already, get the MP3 file for the song you want to add. Now we're going to start by extracting some things we will need. Open Asset Bundle Extractor, run as administrator to be safe, and open the resources.assets in the Beat Saber data folder, and choose the latest version. Now what we need to extract is audio clip to be safe, the static data of the song, and the song data for the difficulty that we're going to use to replace. In this case, I'll be replacing $100 bills, and I'll be replacing the expert difficulty of it. Scroll down until you find the static data, which should be first, of your song. Here is the one for $100 bills. Make sure not to choose the one Saber one. And go ahead and export the dump. Now it's going to ask if you want to retrieve some additional information. I don't know if you need to do this or not, but it solved a problem for me before, and I only know where one of the DLLs is. Heck, I forgot to do it. I only know where one of the DLLs actually is, but I can just cancel all the other ones and put that one in. It is in managed, and there it is. It's a solved problem for me before. You might not need it. I'd recommend doing it regardless. Go ahead and export dump and export it in your mod folder. Name it whatever you want. I'm going to leave it to the default name. Next, find the song data for the difficulty. In this case, here is $100 bills expert. We're going to also export dump of that. And now, just to be safe, although we probably won't use it, I'm going to export the audio clip for $100 bills. With that out of the way, we are now going to edit the name of the song. Open your text editor, preferably one that works with JSON, although we're not working with JSON yet, and find the static data that you exported. Should look something like this. Go ahead and change song name to the song name. In my case, I'm going to be doing Le Perv by Carpenter Brut. And change the author name to the author name of the song that you are charting. And song subname, you can put whatever you want. In my case, I'm just going to write modded by Yext. Save it. And now we are going to make the audio clip. Go ahead and create a new Unity project. Name it whatever you want. Excuse my naming conventions. And take your MP3 file or WAV file, whatever you want to, whatever type of audio prefer, and move your MP3 or WAV or audio file into the Unity project. Once it's moved in, you should have it there. Play it to make sure it worked. I'm not going to play it all because it's loud and I don't want to get in trouble. And drag it into your Unity scene. With that done, go ahead and hit Build, Add Open Scenes. Name this again anything you want. And click Build. Make sure the build location is where your mod is. Add a new folder for it. In this case, I'll call it Sound. And build it there. Name does not matter. Now we're going to need to extract the audio file from our new Unity project. We're going to extract the audio clip so we can use it in Beat Saber. So go ahead and click Open and find the resources, which in this case will be shared assets, unless you made a big project somehow, and find the audio clip and export dump. Next, go ahead and open the dump. I saved it here for some reason. And just change this shared asset 0 to whatever you want. In this case, I'm just going to change it to sound. Save and close. Now rename your shared assets files to whatever you named it to back there. Make sure this isn't open because it'll use it. And move them into your Beat Saber data folder. Now we're going to actually import everything that we've set up so far into the game. So click Open, go to Beat Saber data, and resources.assets. Latest version. And find the things that we need to replace. First, we're going to replace the song by import dump. We're going to go to where we saved it, which for some reason I decided to save it in here, and click Open, and that should do it, I hope. Anyways, once you got that done, go ahead and head on over to, let me just make sure that's good. Go ahead and find the static data again. In this case, here it is. We're going to get and import the dump. Go back to the mod stuff folder and find the static data that we edited earlier. And we're not going to upload the song data yet because we have not actually changed that yet. Okay, save changes. Now name it resources.assets, put it in your mod stuff folder. Go to your mod stuff folder and move resources.assets into the Beat Saber data folder. Replace. And now we can run the game. Alright, so now we can launch the game and go to the song that we replaced, and it should be there. Everything should be fine. Should have the name, music. We go to the actual song. The beat map, however, will be the same as the one that we replaced. Nothing there will be changed. That's just because we haven't edited the JSON yet. Now we're going to set up an environment so that we can easily edit it without having to recompile it in UABE every single time we want to make a change. Alright, so now we are going to set up our JSON editing environment thing. Go ahead and go to the file where you have your JSON. It should be a giant thing like this. Go to the end of it, select it all inside, that's inside the bracket. I mean the thing that makes the string, that's very important. Make sure it's inside the first and last one of those. Go ahead and copy it. Now we're going to use another very useful tool called JSON Formatter. Link will be in the description. This will let you take any JSON you want, minified, broken, written badly, and format it into something very human readable with proper indentation and all. Copy it to your clipboard, create a new file called data.json, and paste it all into there. This will be everything of the song. You'll notice there's a lot of notes, and more importantly, there is a lot of events. Events, as far as I know, are mostly things like light effects that change on the stage while you're playing. This is the reason why a modern text editor is important. Instead of having to remove all of these and risk something breaking, you can just minimize it and forget they exist. Now, before we make our environment, we're going to make a quick change to the JSON to prove that we actually do have it reading from this. Normally here you could just make your entire beat map, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to edit it slightly by taking the first note, adding it one beat later with a different cut direction, and one more beat later with another cut direction, another beat later with a cut direction, and one last time with 12 with the cut direction being that, and the line layer being, let's say, 2. This is our custom bit that we've added in what normally is just the usual $100 bills thing. Now we're going to open dnspy. The dnspy executable is kind of hidden, but you should find it here. This is one of them, and the other one is x86. That's the one I'm going to be using, just because. Once you have it launched, go ahead and open up the assembly. So I already had it open. I'm going to close it now. Click File, Open, and go to Beat Saber Data, Managed, and Assembly C#.dll. Click Open. Move it to where you want in the list, and find a item called level loader. Keep in mind, just edit the script. Don't take anything here. This is not yours or mine. This is made by the devs of the game. Now here, type using system.io, and then here type JSON equals system.io.file.read all text, then add 2 brackets and a semicolon. Next, an @ symbol and 2 quote marks or whatever. Find the path to your data.json and place it in those quote marks. Now just you hit compile, and there you go. Now this will make it so that whenever you want to load level, or the game wants to load a level, it will always take the song data from the JSON you give it. So for this reason, after we're done with this, we're going to undo this change so that we can have the game back to normal afterwards and compile the JSON into the game itself. And now we can click save. Okay. Now we can launch the game again. Let's now launch the game. Launch the game. Go to your song. And you could choose anything, but I'd recommend choosing the one that you're going to be editing it for. And you'll notice that the changes we made are now in there in the beat map, which means our environment is working. And now all you have to do whenever you make a change to that JSON is restart your game. You won't have to recompile it in UAB or anything like that. Now finally, for the last step, let's say you've made your whole chart, you're happy with how it looks, how it plays, everything like that, we are going to actually undo the change we made in dnspy. All you have to do for that is open dnspy, press Ctrl and Z, File, Save Module, hit OK. Now we're going to go to our data file that we made earlier and that we were editing on. Go ahead and minimize everything if you can, or just select everything and copy it. Now we're going to use one last useful tool called JSON Minify. Link will be in the description. This minifies it into conveniently the format that will be used by the game. Minify it and then copy and go back to the song level data. Select everything inside of the quotation mark things. And paste it. Hit Ctrl and S. Oh, not Ctrl A, Ctrl S. Finally, the last step is to compile our song data into the game. We're going to use Unity Asset Bundle Extractor for this again, and I already have it open. Whoops. File, open Beat Saber data. And find the song data. And in our case, we're going to be replacing expert. There it is. Import dump. Go to your mod folder and find the chart file that you made. Not chart file. So find the song level data with the minimized JSON inside of it. Go ahead and open it. And then hit OK. Save the changes and save the resources.assets to your mod stuff folder again. Now, lastly, you just need to go to the data folder and go to your mod folder and drag the resources.assets in it. And with that, you should be done. Now that our change is undone and our song is compiled into the game, you can go in, play your chart at the difficulty that you had changed. Your changes, or your entirely custom chart, if that's what you did, will all be there as well. And you can still play the other normal charts as well. They will be untouched, hopefully. Ta-da! So if you want to share your mod with it right now, the best way would be to send your resource file and your sound file resource and put them in a zip and let people replace the ones in their game with ones from your game. We're working on ways to make it better right now, but that's what we have for the moment. You can join our Discord if you need any help, or you can also join it to help us out with all of this. We're working on an editor right now, so you won't have to manually edit everything into JSON. If you want more information on actually editing the JSON, we also have guides for that in our Discord. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have fun modding Beat Saber.